It's Canto 17, chapter 23rd verse. So the
23rd
topic
was done.
is
We can start with 24.
24. The topic is going on between Dharma, there is a bull, personification of Dharma, and Maharaj Parikshit is questioning the bull. So, 24th verse. Tapa shaucham daya satyam iti pada krute kutah adharma shaishtrayo bhagna smaya sangam smaya sangamadhaistava tapah austerity, shaucham cleanliness, daya mercy, satyam truthfulness, iti thus pada legs, krute in the age of satya, krutaha established, adharma religiosity, amshaihi by the parts, traya recombined, bhagnaha broken, smaya pride, sangha too much association with women, madaha intoxicated, tavayuva. So in the age of satya, truthfulness, your four legs were established by the four principles of austerity, cleanness, mercy, and truthfulness. But it appears that three of your legs are broken due to rampant irreligion in the form of pride, lust for women, and intoxication. So, where intoxication is there, austerity is gone, lust for women is there, cleanliness is gone, pride is there, then mercy is gone. So, little bit truthfulness is still there. So, what you have, intoxication for intoxication, you have austerity, right? Purity goes with cleanliness, lust for women, and then your pride goes with mercy. Because for truthfulness, you have speculation that comes in truthfulness. Okay, many are there now. 5 are there. Adi Satwiki Mataji, read your voice. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam. Happy New Year 2025.
Same to you. Read.
Hare Mataji, that is 24, huh? Shloka 24.
Yeah.
Tapaha saucham daya satyam iti padaha krite kritaha adharmang shaistraya bhagnaha smaya sangam doistaba. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the age of Satya, truthfulness, your four legs were established by the four principles of austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. But it appears that three of your legs are broken due to rampant irreligion in the form of pride, lust for women, and intoxication. Purport: the deluding energy or material nature can act upon the living beings proportionately in terms of the living being falling prey to the deluding attraction of Maya. Moths are captivated by the glaring brightness of light, and thus they become prey to the fire. Similarly, the deluding energy is always captivating the conditioned souls to become prey to the fire of delusion. And the Vedic scriptures warn the conditioned souls not to become prey to delusion, but to get rid of it. The Vedas warn us to go not to the darkness of ignorance, but to the progressive path of light. The Lord himself also warns that the deluding power of material energy is too powerful to overcome. But one who completely surrenders unto the Lord can easily do so. But to surrender unto the lotus feet of the Lord is also not very easy. Such surrender is possible by persons of austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. These four principles of advanced civilization were remarkable features in the age of Satya. In the age, every human being was practically a qualified Brahman of the highest order. And in the social orders of life, they were all Paramhamsas, or the topmost in the renounced order. By cultural standing, the human beings were not at all subjected to the deluding energy. Such strong men of character were competent enough to get away from the clutches of Maya. But gradually, as the basic principles of Brahmanical culture, namely austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness, became curtailed by proportionate development of pride, attachment for women, and intoxication, the path of salvation or the path of transcendental bliss retreated far, far away from human society. With the progression of the age of Kali, people are becoming very proud and attached to women and intoxication. By the influence of the age of Kali, even a pauper is proud of his penny. The women are always dressed in an overly attractive fashion to victimize the minds of men. And the man is addicted to drinking wine, smoking, drinking tea, and chewing tobacco, etc. All these habits, or so-called advancement of civilization, are the root cause of all irreligiosities, and therefore it is not possible to check corruption, bribery, and nepotism. Man cannot check all these evils simply by statutory acts and police vigilance, but he can cure the disease of the mind by the proper medicine, namely advocating the principles of Brahmanical culture or the principles of austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. Modern civilization and economic development are creating a new situation of poverty and scarcity, with the result of blackmailing the consumers' commodities. If the leaders and the rich men of the society spend 50% of their accumulated wealth mercifully for the misled mass of people and educate them in God consciousness. The knowledge of Bhagavatam, certainly the age of Kali will be defeated in its attempt to entrap the conditioned souls. We must always remember that false pride or too high an estimation of one's own values of life, undue attachment to women, or association with them, and intoxication will divert human civilization from the path of peace. However much the people clamor for peace in the world, the preaching of the Bhagavatam principles will automatically render all men austere, clean, both inside and outside, merciful to the suffering, and truthful in daily behavior. That is the way of correcting the flaws of human society, which are very prominently exhibited at the present moment. Thank you very much, Mataji. Mataji, what about women? They're only talking about men associating with women. What about women?
Dharma. Dharma is personification. Bull, first man. It's a man who sows the seed.
Yes.
The man who nourishes a woman. Woman is cared by a man.
Okay.
See, four people should be cared. One is woman, one is old man, old person, one is children, one is mad people. They all four fall in the same category. Cannot say woman is mad. I'm not saying that. They have to be cared. Woman has to be cared.
Okay.
So who care? Man will care, no? If the man has good
Yeah.
principles in him, then only he can take care.
Right. Yes.
That is why Man has focused more.
Yeah.
Mother, mother's duty and father's duty. Father plays an important role in nourishing the family.
Yes.
Mother plays an important role in assisting the father in nourishing the family. She is an
Yeah.
assistant. She is
Right.
not the one who is who, on whom everything can be put. If
Mm.
the blame is there, it is father. If praise is there, it is father.
Mm.
Mother assists. So she's
Right.
father sows na in the seed. Mother
Yeah.
holds the my man is more.
Thank you, Mataji.
Mhm. इदानीं धर्मवादस्ते सत्यं निर्वर्तयेद्यतः तं जिघ्रक्षत्य धर्मोऽयम् अनृतेनैधितः कलिः इदानीं at the present moment dharma or personality of Godhead father leg te of you satyam truthfulness nirvatyate nirvat nirvartaye hobbling along somehow or other yatah whereby them that jigrukshati trying to destroy adharma the personality of irreligion I am this unrutain by deceit editah karishim kali quarrel personified. You are not standing on one leg now, which is your truthfulness, and you are somehow or other hobbling around. But quarrel personified Kali, perishing by deceit, is also trying to destroy that leg. When Kali Yuga only one leg is there, that is truthfulness. If one gives up that also, then what happens? Then Kali will enter. Kali means quarrel. Quarrel for all small things. The house will be full of quarrel if the truthfulness is gone. So how to protect this leg? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna Upadesh. The more a person involves himself in Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, the more he involves himself in the sadhana, he can protect this leg truthfulness. Or there will be only war. Okay? Aneja Prabhu read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam. Mm, इदानीं धर्मपादस्ते सत्यं निर्वत्य दगयात्यतः तं जग्रक्षत्य अधर्मो अयम् अनृतेन एदिता कलिः. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. You are now, translation, you are now standing on one leg only, which is your truthfulness, and you are somehow or other hobbling along. But quarrel personified Kali, flourishing by deceit, is also trying to destroy that lag purpose. The principles of religion do not stand on some dogmas or man-made formulas, but they stand on four primary regulative observances, namely austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. The mass of people must be taught to practice these principles from childhood. Austerity means to accept voluntarily things which may not be very comfortable for the body but are conducive for spiritual realization. For example, fasting. Fasting twice or four times a month is a sort of austerity which may be voluntarily accepted for spiritual realization only and not for any other purposes, political or otherwise. Fastings which are meant not for self-realization but for some other purposes are condemned in Bhagavad Gita 17.5 and 6. Similarly, cleanliness is necessary both for the mind and the body. Simply bodily cleanness may help to some extent, but cleanliness of the mind is necessary and it is effected by glorifying the Supreme Lord. No one can cleanse the accumulated mental dust without glorifying the Supreme Lord. A godless civilization cannot cleanse the mind because it has no idea of God, and for this simple reason, people under such a civilization cannot have good qualifications, however may be materially equipped. We have to see things by their resultant action. The resultant action of human civilization in the age of Kali is dissatisfaction, so everyone is anxious to get peace of mind. This peace of mind was complete in the Satya age because of the existence of the above mentioned attributes of the human beings. Gradually, these attributes have diminished in the Treta Yuga to three-fourths, in the Dwapar to half, and to this age of Kali to one-fourth, which is also gradually diminishing on account of prevailing untruthfulness. By pride, either artificial or real, the resultant action of austerity is spoiled. By too much affection for female association, cleanliness is spoiled. By too much addiction to intoxication, mercy is spoiled. And by too much lying propaganda, truthfulness is spoiled. The revival of Bhagavad Dharma can save human civilization from falling prey to evils of all description. Hare Krishna.
Okay. So intoxication has been replaced by the pride. By pride, here Prabhupada writes, austerity is spoiled. Generally, we say intoxication for the austerity, it is pride. For pride, it is austerity. If pride is there, one cannot do austerity. Too much affection for female association is there, purity is gone. Too much association with intoxication is there, intoxicated. Actually, intoxication and pride go together. You are intoxicated with pride, you say. Mercy is spoiled. By too much lying propaganda, truthfulness is spoiled. Revival of Bhagavad Dharma can save human civilization from falling prey to evils of all description. That is why one should not do jiva prada. What is jiva prada? If you have got a prasadam, what you'll do? You will distribute it. If you eat alone, then you get Tirupati laddu. What you should do? You will give it to others also. If you only do swaha, then you are not allowing the mercy to flow to others. Compassion is the most important aspect. Compassion towards suffering souls. We should have. If we have compassion, then one becomes eager to preach. When he is eager to preach, he actually revives his own knowledge. And he gets freed from all these four things. Already in Kali Yuga, three things have gone. And one thing which is saved, that is truthfulness. If that leg also goes away, then nothing is left. So that is why one has to be very, very careful. The real revival of Bhagavad Dharma can save. The Prabhupada emphasizes on this revival of Bhagavad Dharma. Prabhupada writes, on four principles ISKCON is standing. In that one is preaching is the essence. Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna udesh. When you start doing that, and one starts doing, automatically the whole world becomes compassionate to the whole world. There's nothing like he's bad, he's good. Iyam cha bhumirvagavata nyasitorurbhara sati श्रीमद्भिस्तात पदन्यास्यै सर्वतः कृतकौतुकाः iyam this cha and bhumiha surface of the earth bhagavata by the personality of God nyasita being performed personally as well as by others uru great bhara burden sati being so done shrimadbhi by the all auspicious that padanyasi yasai footprints sarvataha all around kritadan kautukaha by good fortune. The burden of the earth was certainly diminished by the personality of God and by others as well. When he was present as an incarnation, all good was performed because of his auspicious footprints. So that is what now Bull is expressing, that is the personification of Dharma. Bull is expressing. So when Lord was there, everything was wonderful. When Lord is not there, this burden of the earth Actually, burden of the earth diminished. Lord is not that the burden is increasing. Okay. Jumurvi,
Mataji, she is putting Manjari to sleep. I'll read for on her behalf. इयं च भूमिर्भगवता न्यासितोरुभरा सती श्रीमद्भिस्तत्पदन्यास्यै सर्वतः कृतकौतुका. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. The burden of the earth was certainly diminished by the personality of Godhead and by others as well. When he was present as an incarnation, all good was performed because of his auspicious footprints. There is no purport for this, Mataji.
next. शोचत्याश्रु कला साध्वी दुर्भगे वोजिता सती अभ्रम्यन्या नृपव्याज शूद्रा भोक्षन्ति मामितिः. Shochati, lamenting, Ashru Kalaha, with tears in the eyes, Sadhvi, the chaste, Durbaga, as if the most unfortunate were like, Pujitaha, forlorn, Sati, being so done, Abrahmanyaha, devoid of Brahminical culture, Nrupa Vyajaha, posed as a ruler, Shudraha, lower class, Bhukshanti, would enjoy Mam, may, iti thus. Now she, the chaste one, being unfortunately forsaken by the personality of God, laments her future with tears in her eyes. For now she is being ruled and enjoyed by lower class men who pose as rulers. Now, this is spoken about the Mother Earth. Now, she has the tears in her eyes and she is lamenting what is going to happen in the future because all impious kings are there. So, it is the duty of the Kshatriya to protect the sufferers. But now, here, all impious Kshatriyas are there. Okay. Ali Satvik, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Takes 27. शोचत्याश्रुकला साध्वी दुर्भागे बज्वी तासती अब्रह्मण्या निपव्याज्या शूद्रा भक्षन्ति मामिति. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Now she, the chaste one, being unfortunately forsaken by the personality of Godhead, laments her future with tears in her eyes, for now she is being ruled and enjoyed by lower class men who pose as rulers. Purport: the Kshatriya, or the man who is qualified to protect the sufferers, is meant to rule the state. Untrained lower class men or men without ambition to protect the sufferers cannot be placed on the seat of an administrator. Unfortunately, in the age of Kali, the lower class men without training occupy the post of a ruler by strength of popular votes. And instead of protecting the sufferers, such men create a situation quite intolerable for everyone. Such rulers illegally gratify themselves at the cost of all comforts of the citizens. And thus the chaste Mother Earth cries to see the pitiable condition of her sons, both men and animals. That is the future of the world in the age of Kali, when irreligiosity prevails most prominently, and in the absence of the suitable king to curb irreligious tendencies, educating the people systematically in the teaching of Srimad Bhagavatam will clear up the hazy atmosphere of corruption, bribery, blackmail, etc. Thank you, Mataji.
And Prabhupada is focusing on systematically having the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam. It's only going to protect us. Iti dharmam mahim cheva santvayitva maharatah nishatam adade khangam alaye dharma hetave. Iti dharmam mahim cheva. Iti thus dharmam, the personality of religion, mahim, the earth, also eva as santvayitva, after pacifying, maharatah, the general who could fight alone with thousands of enemies, nishatam, sharp, adate, took up, khargam, sword, kalaye, to kill the personality, personified kali, adharma, religion, etavi, the root cause. So Maharaj Parikshit, who could fight 1,000 enemies single-handedly, thus pacified the religion, personality of religion and the earth. Then he took up his sword, sharp sword, to kill the personality of Kali, who is the cause of all religion. After hearing from bull, after hearing from mother cow, now he has taken the sword to kill the personality of Kali. No, that is the work of the Kshatriya. He has to kill. If he doesn't, if he allows all the corruption, then what will happen? It will increase more, and everywhere there will be only impious deeds. So, the root cause has to be killed. The root cause is the Kali, personality of Kali. Okay. Narayana, read.
Yes, Mataji. Tam jigham tam jigham sum sumabhipretya vihaya nirpalanchanam tatpadamulam shirasa sam samagad
Read
bhayam
shloka number
pranah.
28, you have to read.
28.
28. You are reading 29.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Iti dharmam mahim chaiva santvayitva maharatah nishatamādade khangam kalayer
Khargam.
dharmahet khadgam
Khargam.
khadgam kalaye dharmahetave. Translation and purport of Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: Maharaj Parikshit, who could fight 1,000 enemies single handedly, thus pacified the personality of religion and the earth. Then he took up his sharp sword to kill the personality of Kali, who is the cause of all irreligion. Purport: as described above, the personality of Kali is he who deliberately commits all kinds of sinful acts which are forbidden in the revealed scriptures. This age of Kali will certainly be full of all activities of Kali, but this does not mean that the leaders of the society, the executive heads, the learned and intelligent men, or above all the devotees of the Lord, should sit down tightly and become callous to the reactions of the age of Kali. In the rainy season, certainly there will be profuse rainfalls, but that does not mean that men should not take means to protect themselves from the rains. It is the duty of the executive heads of the state and others to take all necessary actions against the activities of Kali or the persons influenced by the age of Kali. And Maharaj Parikshit is the ideal executive head of the state, for at once he was ready to kill the personality of Kali with his sharp sword. The administrators should not simply pass resolutions for anti corruptional steps, but they must be ready with sharp swords to kill the persons creating corruptions from the angle of vision of the recognized Shastras. The administrators cannot prevent corrupt activities by allowing wine shops. They must at once close all shops of intoxicating drugs and wine and force punishments, even by death, for those who indulge in the habits of intoxication of all description. That is the way of stopping the activities of Kali, as exhibited herein by Maharaj Parikshit, the Maharatha.
through the way of the activities of Kali. Last verse take tam jigham suma vipretya vihaya nrupalanchanam tatpadamulam shirasa samagat bhaya vibbalah. Tam him jigham willing to kill, abhipretya knowing it well, vihaya leaving aside, nrupalanchalanchalam the dress of a king, tatpadamulam at his feet, shirasa by the head, samagat fully surrendered, bhaya vibbalah under the pressure of fearfulness. So when the personality of God had understood that the king was willing to kill him, personality of Kali understood that the king was willing to kill him, he at once abandoned the dress of a king. Under pressure of fear, completely surrendered to him, bowing his head. Immediately, what did Kali do? He took shelter of Parishad Maharaj himself. He understood now he is going to be killed. So he gave up the artificial dress of Kali, of a king. So Anija Prabhu read,
तं जिङ्घासुम् अभिप्रेत्य विहाय नृपलाञ्छनम् तत्पादमूलं शिरसा समगादभयविह्वलः. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When the personality of Kali understood that the king was willing to kill him, he at once abandoned the dress of a king and under pressure of fear completely surrendered to him, bowing his head. Purport. The royal dress of the personality of Kali is artificial. The royal dress is suitable for a king or kshatriya, but when a lower class man artificially dresses himself as a king, his real identity is disclosed by the challenge of a bona fide kshatriya like Parikshit Maharaj. A real kshatriya never surrenders. He accepts the challenge of his rival kshatriya and he fights either to die or to win. Surrender is unknown to a real kshatriya. In the age of Kali, there are so many pretenders dressed and posed like administrators or executive heads, but their real identity is disclosed when they are challenged by a real Kshatriya. Therefore, when the artificially dressed personality of Kali saw that to fight Maharaj Parikshit was beyond his ability, he bowed down his head like a subordinate and gave up his royal dress. Hare Krishna.
this is the guna. Kshatriyas never surrender to another Kshatriya. They will stand to fight. But here he bowed down. This is the Lakshana that he is actually not a Kshatriya, he is a Shudra. So in this way he bows down. We can take one more verse so that
Mataji, Kshatriya never surrenders. Here the Kali surrendered. No, Kali was not a Kshatriya. Or was it?
he is not a Kshatriya, na? That is why he bowed down.
Okay.
पतितं पादयोर्वीरः कृपयादीनवत्सलः शरण्यो नावदिश्चलो दिश्चलोक्य शरण्यो नावदिच्छलोक्य आहच्छेदम् असन्निव पतितं fallen पादयोः at the feet Veeraha, the hero, Kripaya, out of compassion. Veeravatsalah, kind to the poor. Sharanyaha, one who is qualified to accept surrender, no not. Avadhit, did kill. Shlokyaha, one who is worthy of being son. Aha said, Cha also, on this, Asan smiley, Ivalai. So Maharaj Parishad, who was qualified to accept surrender and worthy of being sung in history, did not kill the poor surrendered and fallen Kali, but smiled compassionately, for he was kind to the poor. So somebody surrenders, immediately one has to be very kind to the person. So Maharaj Parishit is showing us by his example. He was to kill Kali, but because Kali surrendered to him, he was kind to the poor. Okay, Adi Sattva ki baat read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Text 30. Patitam padayor vira kripaya dina vatsalah Saranyanavadik Chlokya Aha Chedam Hasanniva. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Maharaja Parikshit, who was qualified to accept surrender and worthy of being sung in history, did not kill the poor, surrendered and fallen Kali, but smiled compassionately, for he was kind to the poor. Purport: even an ordinary Kshatriya does not kill a surrendered person. And what to speak of Maharaja Parikshit, who was by nature compassionate and kind to the poor? He was smiling because the artificially dressed Kali had disclosed his identity as a lower class man. And he was thinking how ironic it was that although no one was saved from his sharp sword when he desired to kill, the poor lower class Kali was spared by his timely surrender. Maharaj Parikshit's glory and kindness are therefore sung in history. He was a kind and compassionate emperor, fully worthy of accepting surrender even from his enemy. Thus, the personality of Kali was saved by the will of providence. Thank you, Mataji.
Okay, the friends of the okay, yeah. He was a kind and compassionate emperor, fully worthy of accepting surrender. Even his enemy, thus the personality of Kali was saved by the will of providence. Kali has to stop, has to start. How Kali can be killed? That is why this was not allowed. Okay, any doubts in this?
Mataji, is Kali, if Kali was killed, then the Kali Yuga will not come. It
That is
will
why
not.
will of providence. That is why will of providence is given. No? Because of the will of providence, Kali was not killed.
Okay. Yes.
Kali has to stay in some places. All those things will be mentioned. Okay.
Yeah.
Stop here. Anjakritaguru Veshcha Pasan Devacha Paridanam Pavan Vishnu